Hi y'all. Okay, so this video is probably not going to be perfect, so I'm going to try to just wing it. But I just want to let y'all know that I am not anti-vaccine. For instance, when the HPV vaccine came out, I saw a commercial about it, and I thought like, ooh, I should probably get that. I don't want to get cervical cancer. So I asked my doctor about it, and luckily I was already too old to get it, so I didn't get it. And now that I've learned more information about it, I have realized that it seems like the clinical trials were a complete scam, and that there's actually a lot of adverse reactions that are affecting our youth, not only physically but mentally. So it's actually a really sad situation. That said, also when it comes to COVID, I was all on board with everyone else when I first heard about it. I was like, okay, this is serious. Like, let's do what we need to do. Let's social distance. Let's wear masks. And so I was all on board. Okay. And then they arrested the paddleboarder. Yeah, the paddleboarder. The guy who was out on a lake by himself paddleboarding. And that made 0 sense. He's on a lake by himself, so no need to wear a mask. He's obviously social distancing. He's getting vitamin D, and he's staying physically fit, which is imperative for immune health. Why would you arrest him? That's when I started questioning everything. And that's when all of you should have started questioning everything as well. Just saying. So, the other thing I want to tell you about is kind of a personal experience. This is all just to kind of tell you like why I think the way I think, why I believe what I believe, type of thing. So, so you just kind of know where I'm coming from, and that I'm not just like this crazy weirdo. Which, I mean, you guys already know I'm a crazy weirdo, but anyways, whatever. Anyways, so I think a lot of y'all know that my dad is a machinist by trade, and he's also an inventor. So he's got a few products out on the market, and one of the products is called a self wipe. And I know I'm gonna start like describing it, and you're probably gonna start giggling and laughing and like, oh, it's silly, But once I tell you the story, you're gonna think, oh man, that's really cool, and it helps a lot of people. So, anyways, so it's called a self wipe. The story is that my dad used to have Promise Keepers meetings at his house, and Promise Keepers is a Christian men's group, right? So the guys would come over like I think once every other week or something like that. Well, one of the guys that would come over was a paraplegic. And one night at the meeting, he just started crying. And so the guys were like, hey man, like what's going on? What's up? How can we help you? And what he said was that his sister, who was the one who took care of him, was getting married. And he just wanted his sister to be able to live a normal life with her husband. And one of the things that he hated was that she had to go to the bathroom with him, and she would have to wipe him whenever he was done. And my dad, being the machinist that he is, and he's really an engineer, and also he just loves helping people. So he started asking him questions about like how much movement did he have in his arms, how much dexterity, how much strength did he have in his hands, and like kind of figured out what he was capable of doing. And then my dad came up with this product called the self wipe that allows him, he's able to put toilet paper on there, and he's able to reach where he needs to and take care of himself. So my dad actually ended up marketing that, and he got with a medical company, and it's now in their catalog and everything. Well, my dad continued helping people with their independence, and he actually ended up designing a wheelchair that allows people that are bound to a wheelchair to, it's again with helping them use the restroom, so they're able to back the wheelchair up to the toilet and then push a button, and then it actually pulls them over the toilet. And it even has clips to where they are able to clip their pants, and it'll pull their pants off as it slides them back. And then it's obviously it's holding them underneath their legs, and it's open in the middle. And then again, if they need to use the self wipe, they're able to use that, and then have hopefully close to full independence while being in a restroom. So my dad took that design and presented it to the same medical company that he already had a product with. The company liked his idea, thought it was really cool, and then they said they weren't interested. My dad's like, what? I'm like, why? And they proceeded to tell my dad that they are not in the business of helping people. They are in the business of making money. So in other words, when it comes to building wheelchairs, it's actually pretty expensive, right? And you're not able to mark up a wheelchair as much as you're able to mark up a simple plastic product like the Self-Wipe. So the company would not be making the percentage of profit off that product that they seek. And so therefore they weren't interested. So my dad designed this product that would help thousands of people and give thousands of people their independence. But because the powers that be, these people will never even know it existed. Anyway, so it's really sad. But I think about that, and then I relay that to, say, the vaccine people. So the vaccine manufacturers, the vaccine distributors, the vaccine scientists, everyone, and the vaccine investors, everyone who has their hands in that jar and is able to make a profit off of that, I think, are they in the business of helping people, or are they in the business of making money? And I know that we would love to think that they are good people and they just care about us and they just want to help us and protect us. But man, unfortunately, I don't think that's the world we live in. And so I think it's very important for us to do our own research and look into these clinical trials and look into the adverse reactions and these post vaccine events that are happening, and really understand what we're getting ourselves into, and not just trust politicians, not just trust mainstream media, and honestly not just trust medical professionals, because I was in the same boat. I immediately trusted that stupid commercial that I saw about the HPV vaccine. Immediately trusted it. And now look. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. The other thing is, even with these vaccines, I mean, I still cannot understand why they have an emergency use authorization still, when we know we have viable, safe, effective treatments for the virus out there. And we've had them pretty much the entire time, but because they were politicized and weren't allowed to be used by the powers that be, we had thousands of people die, right? Well, probably hundreds of thousands of people die. And the fact that they wouldn't, once people were diagnosed with having COVID, they would send them home until they were so bad that they had to be admitted into a hospital, and then that's when they would start treatment. What? If you know the virus is so, quote, deadly, why would you wait until they have to be on a respirator to start treating them? There's a lot of blood on a lot of people's hands, people, and we need to wake up to it. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. That's the blatant truth. Okay, and just remember, if it don't make sense, look into it. Okay, don't just trust. Don't just think, oh well, you know, they're just trying to help us. Nah, help yourself. My dad has told me since I was a little girl, no one's going to take care of you but you, and that is the absolute truth. No one's going to take care of you but you. So please do that. Okay, don't even listen to me. Okay, I'm nobody. I am not very smart. I put information out there that I think is worth looking into. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I'm making a decision for you. By all means, do your own research. Okay, I mean, you should know this even just from like growing up and having different jobs and having different leaders and different management and how you've been treated as an employee. Like I've noticed that some of my leaders and some of my management have not been looking out for me. They've been looking out for themselves, you know? And so, it's just the world we live in, you know? It just really is. And I hate that it's the world we live in, but it is the world we live in. And we just need to realize that, and we just really need to look out for ourselves, and just please, again, I can't stress it enough, do your research. Do not be coerced into anything. If they have to coerce you, if they have to bribe you to do something, that should be a red flag. It should be a red flag, okay? All right, Anyways, I am scared for our people. I am scared for our country. But I know God wins the war, okay? So I love y'all. Take care of yourself. And God bless Patriots. God bless America. Love ya. Bye.